Hi, Judge Andrew Napolitano here, and you are on Freedom Watch with my guest and colleague and good friend, Fox News Channel's chief national correspondent, Ed Henry, author of the book 42 Faith, about the baseball great Jackie Robinson. So, Ed, good to see you, my dear friend. Being our national correspondent in Washington, you must see how different this White House is with John Kelly as the chief of staff. What are the chances General Kelly gets fed up with the personal abuse we now know sometimes is hurled at him by the president? What happens if Kelly quits?
Well, I think that would be very catastrophic for this administration, because General Kelly has certainly put in, I think, some strong moves that have put some footing, some underpinning beneath the administration that, frankly, they did not have under Reince Priebus. So I think it would be very bad for the president to lose General Kelly right now, and I'll lay out the reasons why in a moment. But I would caution that I don't see him getting out anytime soon. There was a New York Times report, as you know, about a week ago almost, where they suggested, look, the president's fed up with Kelly putting all these restraints on him, and Kelly's sort of fed up that sometimes the president's sort of short and snaps at him, short with him. Look, that happens in any relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a boss. Is
that New York Times report accurate, as far as your sources have told you?
As far as my sources have told me, the president has grown very frustrated with the idea that General Kelly is sort of, literally and figuratively shutting the Oval Office door, not letting people, just staffers, advisors, friends, pop in and out. That's frustrating the president. If you remember, I'm sure you've been there, I've been there, in Trump Tower at his office, the door was almost always open. Yes. He'd have people coming in and out. You might have a meeting, a one-on-one with him. All of a sudden, hey, Judge, I want you to meet this guy and my friend this person. And then the phone was ringing, and this is a person, the president, who's on the phone constantly. And I think General Kelly was getting concerned that not just people popping in and out of the Oval Office, but people on the phone, sometimes he's listening in on those calls or at least getting a readout, because what happens is a decision is made inside the White House, or it's about to be made, and then the president takes a call and there's a 180. If you're the chief of staff, you need to know who the president is talking to. Yes, he should talk to a wide group of people, but you have to keep it tightly focused for him to succeed.
Is Donald Trump incapable of being controlled? Or is that the $64,000 question?
You, Judge, like always, you just asked the most important question that you could ask in this interview, or maybe about the Trump presidency. We're going to find out. That's why I'm hedging on the idea that, I think General Kelly will be around for a while. But look, the lifespan of most chiefs of staff in any administration, is a year or two, because it's an exhausting, back-breaking job. I think in this administration, they're shattering all records on that. They had a press secretary gone pretty quickly. They had a chief of staff gone pretty quickly. Same with the first national security advisor. Not all because of the president. There were various reasons. General Flynn stepped down and everything else. But bottom line, I don't think he can be controlled. I think he can be managed, to answer your question, and that's what General Kelly is doing.
If 6 months from now, the Republican Congress and the president have not effectively repealed Obamacare, have not effectively and substantially changed tax policy, and have not effectively revised or renewed or refreshed, whatever you want to call it, immigration policy, what are their chances in November of 2018?
They've got a real chance to be wiped out, not a chance to save the majorities in the House and Senate. And I think that while the president gets, in the media gets the brunt of the blame on this, the fact of the matter is that the ball is really in the court of Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, and Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader. You can talk about presidential power, executive power, and yes, this president has maybe a bigger megaphone than any president. I mean, he is out there constantly controlling the message. But at the end of the day, the results are going to come through the Congress in terms of actually passing laws, and they have a woeful track record right now. Can the president do a better job in coordinating the message with them and not just tweeting things that sort of take them off course? Sure, there's some things that could be fixed there, and I think that brings you back to General Kelly trying to tweak that. But the bottom line is that when it comes to repealing and replacing Obamacare, this is something that's been talked about years before Donald Trump was elected. I think that's part of his frustration. They made great promises. It's time for them to deliver.
When he personally attacks senators like Jeff Flake and Ben Sass and John McCain and Mitch McConnell, does that sting remain? Or are these guys such pros that it bounces right off of them?
I think in most cases, my experience, I covered Congress for a long time, it stings. People on Capitol Hill in both parties have long memories. And this is why I want to come back to a point, which is, you know, I mentioned a minute ago that the presidential tweets can sometimes take him off course. I'm not one of these guys who says, why is he tweeting? Oh, my God, it's a national catastrophe. I'm going to cry. Get me a handkerchief.
Right.
I mean, I see people in the media do that. He's entitled to use whatever tool he wants. This is a social media tool he's used with great effect. But sometimes all I'm saying is it can go off course, because the name you didn't mention was Mitch McConnell. He's also, the president, gone on Twitter to bash the Senate Majority Leader.
Right.
As I said a moment ago, should Mitch McConnell be prodded on Obamacare and taxes and the rest? Yes. But do you want to beat up on him? Do you really want to have a ruptured relationship with the person you need to deliver for you? That's someone who has a long memory, and Mitch McConnell, I think the president needs to repair that relationship.
Got it. Great insight. Only from Ed Henry. Always a
Great
pleasure,
to see you,
my
buddy.
friend. From New York, defending freedom whenever they let me, Judge Andrew Napolitano. See you next time, America.